Hi everyone, welcome to the Sacred Grove. This is podcast episode
Number two.
And today we'll be talking mainly about Steven Universe. Well, probably everything Steven Universe. Well, this podcast isn't going to be about everything Steven Universe.
We'll talk about aliens.
We'll
Talk
talk
about
about yes,
mental health.
Yes.
We talk about this kid's show, but also how it's not a kid's show.
Yes.
And how beautiful it is, and why we love it so much.
Yes. So we're gonna dive deep into the Steven Universe universe.
Yeah, literally.
The Steven Universe, and some of our favorite characters, some of our gemstonas, which are what? What are gemstonas?
Our gem personas.
Gem personas.
Characters we make up that are gems.
Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about our favorite fusions. We're going to talk about who we think each other are. Everything under the sun, just like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get to know if we believe in aliens or not.
Find out till the end. Oh, that's pretty obvious. Yeah. Okay.
Favorite characters.
Who's your favorite character?
All right.
Wait, hang on. Let me guess your favorite character. And you guess. You probably know my favorite character. But I already know your... Did I know your... Well, your favorite character is Garnet.
I have so many favorites, but yes, my favorite character is Garnet.
Your favorite is Garnet.
Because I also love Stevani, and I also love Peridot. I also love
Parry.
Jasper, even though I also hate Jasper. But I love Jasper.
I don't like Jasper. I don't like Jasper in the first seasons.
Jasper is much better in Steven Universe Future. Yeah.
But, so your favorite character is Garnet. Who do you think my favorite character is?
Peridot.
Yes, you're right. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost cursed. I knew it.
Well, tell me why Peridot's your favorite. Duh.
Well, why should it? Look at, she's cute. She's funny. She's the first crystal. She's one of the first crystal gems, the new crystal gems that they make.
Yeah, that joins in later.
Yeah, because at first it's just it's Pearl, Garnet, Amethyst, and then obviously Steven. Mm-hmm. And then once Peridot comes down to Earth, everything, they find Perry. And
they find Perry.
Perry. Peridot joins them eventually.
Yeah, but she at first wants to kill them.
She at first wants to annihilate the world.
No, she just wants to get off that planet. She doesn't care about it.
Well, no, she's trying to...
She's not trying to just destroy Earth. She's just trying to check on the progress of the cluster.
That's right, because
and then
Yellow
get
Diamond
right
sent her
back off of the Earth.
Yeah.
She wasn't supposed to get stuck. But when she got stuck there, she started to see the beauty of the Earth, right? Very slowly.
Very slowly.
And learned that Earth could be her home. Mm-hmm. And she could grow and change.
Yes.
She even found out she had metal powers on Earth.
Yes. She did find out she has metal powers.
Mm-hmm. What else do you like about her?
Oh, she's green, one of my favorite colors.
Green. The color green is really beautiful.
She's short. I like short. I wish I was short. I wish I was tall.
Why do you wish you were short, though?
I don't know. Because I feel like if a lot of people ask tall people to do everything. Can you grab this off the top shelf? Can you grab this over here? Oh, you're tall. Like, I wish I was short. Like, why can't I be Steven Universe size? He's like 2 feet tall.
Steven size?
Or 3 feet.
He grows, but he was like...
But look how short he is.
14,
He's like
13.
the same size as Peridot and Amethyst.
Yeah. Isn't it kind of cool, though, that all the gems stay one certain size? Yeah. They don't grow and change.
But they can make... But
they can shift their form, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. Because they are just projections of light from their gems.
Yes.
They can change their forms for whatever they need them to be, but they have a certain form that is like their set comfortability. It's kind of like how your body has a set weight and set like things that it feels most comfortable at, like and everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, you know. Diamonds are always the biggest.
Well, they don't have to be the biggest.
Yeah, but they are though.
Well, Pink Diamond's not big.
Yeah, but she was made last. So, you know, and you can infer from how Peridot said that they're running out of resources on Gem Homeworld to make gems with everything that they usually have. That's why she has such weak metal powers, isn't able to shift her form. That you can infer that Pink Diamond is smaller because of that fact as well.
I guess. Well, where is Pink Diamond even made, though? That's the thing.
Homeworld. Well, we don't really know, but I assume Homeworld.
I assume Homeworld too.
You know, that just makes sense.
Yes.
That's where she always was.
Mm-hmm. That makes more sense.
Yeah. But anyway, back to, favorite characters and everything. I would love to talk about my favorite character.
I was gonna ask you why you like Garnet so much.
Why do I like Garnet so much?
Mine wasn't as philosophical as yours, probably.
What do you mean?
Mine's not gonna be. Well, mine wasn't.
Well, the thing I love about Garnet is that she is a fusion, but she's always a fusion. And her fusion is very special because it's based on love. And there's not really any other fusion in the series that is based on love like that. Like, yeah, all the gems can fuse together to, like, fight in battles. And, their friendship kind of empowers it.
There are some based off love. When you meet the off colors,
yeah, we meet the off colors for sure.
They're based off love.
But the main series,
Yeah, the main series is mostly
the main people. I love the off colors though so much because it shows you that there are more gems like Garnet.
Well, it's showing that Homeworld is becoming more not progressive, but there's more gems.
It's very authoritarian.
It's very authoritative there, whatever, how you want to say it.
Authoritative, totalitarian, all those kinds of things.
It shows how it's becoming more progressive in like gems acting out because you find out the off colors and you find out all that and stuff like that.
Well, that they will always exist no matter how strict the society is, and that's something I really love about this show. I know we're jumping all over the place, but that is something I really love about this show. Is it highlights that no matter how controlling a society is going to be, you can never control people.
That's right.
They will always seek to live their authenticity and make change. They're going to fight the situations and the cages that they are stuck in.
Yeah. That's why they came to Earth.
Yeah. So with Garnet, her story unfolded because Sapphire and Ruby fused, and fusions between two gems were not allowed. Sapphire knew that she was going to die, or that she was going to.
But it's so interesting. It's so interesting that she never saw that she was to become a fusion.
It never occurred to her that she could be a fusion because she had gotten so used to seeing only one path of the future, because she can predict things from the future, and because she was trained to only see what helped her diamond, Blue Diamond, she never actually was able to expand her thought to other paths. Ruby got to show that to her.
Well, yes.
And it opened up the world to her.
Yeah, because then once they jumped off the...
Yeah, then they jumped off the
diamond float, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They floated down to Earth. Then they started living on Earth, and they found out... Then that's when they ran into Rose and Pearl and all that fun stuff. And it's a whole nother...
They were, like, going into new territory. And to me, it's so beautiful because it reminds me that, like, I don't know anything about what the future is going to be like. And every day is, like, a brand new experience. And Garnet kind of embodies that idea. Not only that, but she's also just, like, really wise. And I love her relationship with Steven because it's always so cute. Like, she's always, like, saying, I love you.
I feel like Garnet's like the older sister and all.
Yeah.
Between
she's
all
like
them.
The older sister.
Because in the beginning, she does act like the leader, but you start to realize that she's kind of not the leader. Yeah. It's more of...
She's more complex and dynamic than that.
It's more of, like, she is, like, the face of the Crystal Gems, where she takes everyone's collective ideas and puts them towards one... goal.
I mean, it's because they utilize her future vision.
Mm-hmm. But then that
is the organizing factor.
Yeah, but then once you realize down the line that Steven is more so the main spearhead of everything because he leads Garnet into all the future vision stuff.
So you learn that when Bismuth is talking about it. Bismuth says you are their leader.
Yeah, but he never realizes.
He never realizes it. He always thinks Garnet's the leader.
Which makes a good leader quality is they're not too airheaded. They take everyone's accounts into consideration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Garnet because you don't really know in the beginning that she's a fusion.
Garnet is my birthstone too.
Oh yeah, Garnet's their birthstone.
It's
Isn't
my
that
birthstone.
cool?
Yes, hers is emerald.
Mine's emerald, and I do have an emerald gemstone that I've been working on, and also an orange diamond gemstone I've been working on.
Yes,
So
I'm not working on any gemstones.
Yeah, I want to put together the outfits and get really good at doing face and body makeup.
Okay, my question. Okay, I want you to think about who you relate to the most.
Who I relate to the most.
Who do you think you relate to the most? Because you want me to, I can go. Because I already know mine.
Go.
Okay,
You
mine.
first.
I definitely think I relate to, it's a cross between Lapis and definitely,
Lapis.
yes, Lapis and Connie.
And Connie.
And Connie.
Really?
Well, because Lapis is all depressed and sad, and she always runs.
Is she? Is she really?
Well, yes. Well, because I feel like she's too afraid to show her feelings, and she's too afraid to be her authentic self with everybody. That's
fair.
She runs away from a lot, doesn't she? Right?
Yeah.
She runs away from a lot.
Yeah, she runs away from trouble.
Yeah.
She can't handle going through what she went through again and again. She went through so much
But,
trauma.
like, she's very. She doesn't see it, but she's very.
She makes very hard boundaries.
She does. She's very rigid, but she's also very strong coming off like her personality, but she doesn't see it herself. Because like everyone around her sees her as strong, independent, but she sees herself as like very, very.
I see why you relate.
Very I don't know how to say it.
She sees herself as vulnerable.
She sees herself as very vulnerable and timid, and she's scared to take authority over her situation.
Yeah, and eventually she looks at herself as a monster, that she's a bad person.
Yes, exactly. See how I relate to her?
I know how you relate now, like, because I know you've called yourself a bad person in moments where you've struggled with yourself.
Yes, I have.
And I think that's like a common struggle, you know. We can start to think about ourselves and how we are to people and how we live in the world, and it can be difficult to face like your flaws and the things that make you uncomfortable. Like, oh, I get too frustrated too quickly, or I yell at people a lot or whatever. Like, I've struggled with that before, where I'm like, how can I be like a more like
authentic,
pacifist kind of person if I'm always yelling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to chill out.
And plus she lived like with like looking through the world through basically like, because she lived in that mirror, she was basically she lived through the world through other people's perspectives of how they wanted,
and people used her.
Yeah, how like you could look at it how people wanted her to be, how they wanted to use her and stuff like that. That's how it was brought up. But and then I'll jump over to Connie real quick. How I relate to Connie is what I relate to her the most is when she's training with Pearl, and like she wants to put everyone first. Like how because Pearl says like you do it for him, you do it for her, or however the song goes, like you do it for her, something like that.
You do it for her, that is to say, you do it for him. Yes,
because Pearl is talking about Rose, but Connie is protecting Steven, so we're talking about him. So that's where they're using like their pronouns at. But anyways, because that's how I don't really like to like. I minutely relate to Connie with like that part because she puts Steven.
It's a specific situation that you relate on. She
puts Steven on this pedestal because one, he's an alien. He's a gem. Yeah. Because she thinks that he's above.
He's the like, what's it called? Like the next generation of Rose, basically.
Yeah, because like,
Rose was so important to the crystal gems, so now Steven is so important to the crystal gems.
Exactly.
And she realizes that she's just a human, but she can do so much for him.
Yeah, she's capable, and like Steven's half human too, so Steven's also in the same, like she can relate to Steven with like being human too, because he's human, he can do all this stuff, and she can prove that she can do this stuff too, because one, she's like a G with her sword. So
she gets really good at it.
But those are the two characters I relate to most. I think I know who you relate to. Who do you relate to the most?
I relate to the most? Well, I definitely relate to Connie a lot. I might relate to other people, but in other gems. Let me just
Yeah.
ponder it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll start with Connie, because she has some like controlling parents, and like I'm not saying my parents are controlling or
Oh,
anything, but
yes.
I know that she handles her relationship with her parents in a very calculated way. So she's one way with Steven and another way with her parents. And I relate a lot to that. Parents, it's very similar because um, there are ways that I um, exist in the world that I don't feel my parents would accept, right? And this is kind of how Connie feels about Steven, about sharing details about how his life is. She tells her parents that Steven has a nuclear family and that, they
Connie
have
says
regular
that?
jobs. Yeah. So, they had to do that whole dinner
Oh, that's right.
where
Okay, I remember.
she told them that it's just one mom and one dad, but
Oh,
Steven
that's
doesn't
right. She
have
didn't.
his mom,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I
Steven
remember
has
now.
3 gems that take care of him, and Greg, his dad,
And a Greg.
and a Greg. Yeah, so they try to go through this whole crazy scenario, and she gets so overwhelmed that she decides they can just run away. That it's easier to just run away and do something so extreme like that, never talk to them again, and survive on their own. And
Oh,
I really relate to that kind of like
you're gonna run away.
intensity, because sometimes it really does feel that way. That like, you know what, I just gotta like throw in the towel.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I love my parents, and she, like loves her parents. There's like this episode where she is so worried about her mom because her mom was supposed to come get her at a certain time or call her at a certain time to say she was coming, and when she finally makes it, she says, "Oh my gosh, like what happened?" Her mom was just like caught up at work, but there's a part where they finally get closer when Connie actually gets to show her mom that she's able to sword fight, and this changes the way her mom sees her.
Mm-hmm.
That she's different than what she thought, like what her mom thought she was, or who her mom thought she was. She thought she knew everything about her daughter, everything her
Yeah.
daughter did every day, you know?
Overhand death strike.
Yeah. And she realized that, her daughter is going to be different than her and is going to live and do things that may make her very uncomfortable.
So are you saying that you relate to Connie because
I relate to Connie because I need to explore my life regardless of how my parents will view
mm-hmm.
the things that I am called to do, the things that I want to do, the things that I need to do, the things that I am,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna say I relate to White Diamond.
Okay.
Are you confused?
I mean, she's very OCD and controlling, doesn't show her feelings. So
Well, for her, she says, if I'm not perfect, then what am I? Who are you?
Sorry.
What are we?
she's half on the bed.
It's very cute. But yeah, with White Diamond, she has this idea of who she is, and she can't be anything different than that.
Mm-hmm.
She can't allow anything that she perceives as a flaw, right? And so, I felt like, well, I've gone through that, especially through my issues with like my eating disorder, my body image, stuff like that. The way that I am, like as an artist, as a writer, all these things that I feel like I have to be perfect in order to be them, in order to do them. And if I don't, then I'm none of those things.
I mean, I guess you could say that too. I mean, sprinkling a White Diamond with me could be about trying to be perfect. And
Yeah.
about like setting standards for some people.
Well, that's how they create White Diamond into a more relatable character. She's not just this kind of overpowering like overlord that is controlling everyone. It's because she has flaws she's projecting on everyone else.
So her power is controlling gems.
Yeah, her power is controlling gems. And yeah, there's instances of that where I might try to like control situations or control the way something is done instead of being open to change.
Mm-hmm.
Change is a really hard thing for a lot of people, and I've always struggled with change.
Well, you could look at it as like White Diamond being the oldest, and like Yellow being the second oldest, maybe. No, Yellow being the third, and Blue being the middle.
Blue being little? I thought she. I don't know. I felt like they. I don't know.
Well, because
Do you think? Yeah.
well, because typically when
What do you think? Do you
because
think they're like twins, or do you think?
I don't think they're twins. I think they're born maybe a year. Like if we were to put them as like humans, I could say like maybe White Diamond being like, because this is how like, because with like siblings, like with my siblings, I don't, because you're a triplet, so, but with like my siblings, I'm the oldest, and like usually like Logan will be very different, and then like I'm getting off topic.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
We can talk about the diamonds.
Sorry, but
Their sibling relationship. It's so
Yeah.
interesting though
because like
Steven explores that later.
yeah, because usually it's like the oldest
about
is
it.
like the strictest and like has to set all these standards, and then
She does.
then it skips a generation because the oldest will take care of the younger one, and the younger one will typically act out, in my opinion. And then like it skips another generation, and then the youngest like picks between who he wants to be their favorite child, who wants to be their favorite sibling. You know what I mean? They'll try to
Yeah.
intimidate them, or not intimidate. And
I don't know. For me, my theory is that Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond are like twins, like they were made at the same time, because they're almost like
polar
two
opposites.
halves like of a whole. Yeah, they're like yin yang.
They are closer.
Not only that, but they are like basically
Okay,
the same size.
I retract my previous statement.
And they both kind of like fight back and forth. Like there's this one scene where they're fighting each other like head to head, and to me
Yo,
that
that's
looked a
lit.
lot like it looked a lot like if twins were fighting each other. You know, if two sisters like that. You know, they're very close in proximity. They do things very different.
Would you say
They get mad at each other for approaching things in a different way. You know, Yellow Diamond is upset that Blue Diamond won't just get over, you know, losing Pink Diamond and has to grieve thousands of years.
Would you say that White Diamond and Pink Diamond don't like each other the most?
No, White Diamond loves her sisters, but it's in a different way.
I know that.
You
No,
know?
I'm saying because you know how like Yellow is always like has like a kind of a hard love towards Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Pink Diamond is like their little sister that they all adore. White Diamond is more like a motherly figure about it, but like a more authoritative motherly figure.
Oh my God, you could be
And
like White Diamond. White Diamond
She gets
is
more detached from her emotions, and she gets stuck in her head. Remember, like in the episodes where they were like, "Oh, well, White Diamond doesn't leave her head these days." That shows you that she's been reclusive, right? She's getting worse and worse.
yeah.
She's getting less and less connected to her humanness, we'll call it. The emotions that she's
because
left within yellow, blue, and pink, right?
Yeah, like after, like I feel like it was kind of simmering. It was kind of like at like a stale when Pink was around, but when Pink like
Yeah,
died
when
or got
Pink
shattered,
left,
that's when they got like super. She got super strict, and Yellow got
yeah,
like
she
extremely.
probably didn't want it to happen again. We can infer that.
Yeah, because she didn't make a diamond.
She didn't want another thing like that to happen, so she thought if she could control the gems even more, then nobody would fight like that. They would not have
Yeah.
another rebellion.
That's why Yellow became.
She would stamp it out.
Yellow was
by
so.
controlling everyone.
Yellow set all these standards for herself that she could not meet, and was stressing her out. And Blue was trying to get closer to Yellow. Yellow kept being difficult, and Blue got all sad.
Well, yeah, I mean, Blue wanted to continue to mourn Pink. Yellow wanted to move on and wash her hands of it, get rid of all of the creations.
But
of,
you can't.
You know,
Yeah,
rose
there has
quartz.
to be like a middle. It can't be like you forget everything and then.
They
pile
had
on.
different perspectives
They had different
on
grieving,
going through grief.
different grieving process.
Grieving styles,
There you
different
go.
grieving processes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way that they handle grief is
Yeah.
different. And it
Yeah.
comes from the kind of gem that they are.
Mhm.
Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond are opposites in that way.
Yeah. So
Yellow Diamond wants to power through. Blue Diamond wants to wallow.
Yes. Let's talk about fusions. Okay,
wanna
so
talk
we
about fusion?
already know Garnet's fusion.
Yes, we know Garnet is a fusion. We know
Garnet's
the
fusion.
off colors.
You know all colors are fusions.
But how about the fighting fusions?
The fighting fusions. Okay, so my thing is that sometimes I don't get is, you know how in the off colors are fused, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't most of them like tall or big? Like, you know when Pearl and Amethyst fuse to form Opal.
I have an answer to this.
What's your theory?
I believe it relates to the size of the gems that are within that fusion.
What do you mean?
So garnet is a fusion of two smaller gems, right?
Well, yeah.
So she just gets one little bit larger.
Well, yeah, I knew that, but like,
Amethyst is supposed to be larger as an amethyst, right?
I
And
guess.
then pearl is taller. So they come together and they get even taller, right?
Yeah, but when topaz fuses, they stay one size.
Topaz? Yeah, so
That's what I
well,
don't get.
I think they get a little bigger.
But like, wouldn't they be like they would be significantly bigger?
I
Because
think it's different with same gem fusions though.
do you think it's so they control
Like,
it?
Because remember when the 5 rubies combine, they can become a really big ruby, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it's just 2 topazes, I guess it's just different.
Maybe,
You know, it's
yeah.
only 2.
Maybe.
But I don't know. Those are also stylistic choices.
I guess, yeah.
What works best for this scene, artistically, aesthetically, you know, how the fight will, you know, come out.
I guess it could be used as like what these two gems view as important at the moment when they fuse.
Yeah,
I
well,
guess.
because when gems fuse, their attributes come together. So things that they have in common can get stronger, right? So when, for instance, we can see that the juxtaposition very well between these 2 certain episodes, where there's one episode where garnet and amethyst fuse into sugilite, and they become really big and really reckless because they just want to destroy things. That's the one thing that's really
that's more of ruby and
big
amethyst coming
is
out.
ruby and amethyst come out on that.
Yeah.
Yes. And in another fusion, when sardonyx is formed between pearl and garnet, it's more of sapphire and pearl's kind of more meticulous energy on being very precise.
But it also has like kind of like a kid vibe with going with ruby too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they're just different things that come out. Okay.
Okay, so who is your favorite fusion?
My favorite fusion. There are so many. It's
I
really
wish
hard to
Peridot
choose
fused
one.
with Steven, bro.
I know, we never get to see her fuse with anyone.
No.
And it makes me sad.
You don't see her fuse. You don't see Jasper
I
fuse.
mean,
You see Jasper fuse.
You've seen Jasper
you see Jasper
fuse.
fuse with
You see
Lapis.
Jasper fuse with Lapis into Malachite, which is actually very cool. Malachite is one of my favorite fusions
But
aesthetically.
who is your favorite fusion overall? I know mine is Rainbow 2.0.
Rainbow 2.0? You
Rainbow
like Rainbow
2.0 with Pearl and
2.0?
Steven. It's the cutest fusion ever
Oh.
because I don't like the big fusions. I would rather be a small fusion.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I would love Rainbow 2.0 with Steven and Pearl, and they ride on a little umbrella. I'll put in a picture right here.
Nice.
But they're my favorite fusion by far,
Oh, yeah.
and I think their pronouns would be they, them. Just saying.
What, Rainbow 2.0?
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely, because it's Steven and Pearl.
Yes.
And I love the idea of Rainbow 2.0 because it's still the fusion of Rose and like Rose Quartz and Pearl, which is what Rainbow
Quartz.
Rainbow Quartz is. But because it's Steven, it has to be 2.0. It's different.
Yeah. So
And
I think
love
that's
that.
that's my all-time favorite fusion.
That's so cool.
And if I had to pick another one, it'd be probably Smoky Quartz.
Smoky Quartz.
Smoky Quartz is really cool.
yeah.
I like the weapon of choice, and I like how free they are with their just character overall, because that's how Amethyst is, and she's super free, and it brings out Steven's younger side.
True.
Like a kid.
True.
But those are my favorite fusions by far. Hands down, Rainbow 2.0. It's so cute when she rides on a little umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
My favorite, I think, aesthetically, my favorite is probably, it's still so hard to pick. I really love Obsidian a lot. Right at the
all four
end,
of them.
when they're all the crystal gem, like, main crystal gems fuse. So Steven, Amethyst, Pearl, and Garnet. That one is so cool, especially the moment when she opens her second mouth and takes out a sword using the lava to make the sword.
And it's
Oh my
funny how, because
God.
Perry says, hey, they're huge, and it does a side-by-side between them and the giant robot, and it's like,
Yeah.
they're not that big, but in like reality
Yeah,
they are super
but they
huge.
are really big.
Yeah.
And my other favorite is probably Malachite.
Malachite is Jasper.
Jasper and Lapis.
Okay.
I wish I could see more of them, but I know, like, you know,
It's a bad
it's
fusion.
a bad fusion. I would love to see one where it was a good fusion of like a Jasper and a Lapis.
Yeah.
Some people actually do ship them anyways.
I don't like them together. I like Lapis and Perry
like
together.
if Jasper had some character growth.
Jasper needs a
But-
lot of character. They need like 5 seasons for Jasper's character growth. You know?
Yeah, no, she's really cool though.
She is super
She's very strong
cool.
and powerful. She's a little too full of herself, a little too much ego. She doesn't want to ever bow down to anybody else. You know.
Eventually, she does come see eye to eye with
Yeah,
Steven,
she
though.
only sees eye to eye to Steven because he defeats her and actually shatters her.
Mm-hmm. I
And
forgot
then
about that.
she
Yeah.
and then she bows to his authority.
Yeah.
You know? But he doesn't like that because that's not the kind of like
That's not.
relationship he has with
That's
people.
not who
He's not
Steven
an
is.
authoritative diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And she was made to serve a diamond because that's how they've always been taught. Is that they're made to serve their diamond.
Yeah.
And, you know, Steven doesn't believe in that philosophy. But
Who
Jasper's
do you
stuck in it.
who do you ship the most? Who would you ship?
Let me finish talking about Malachite first.
Oh,
and then-
sorry. Go ahead.
But I love Malachite because I love the coloring for one and the aesthetic of the fusion, and also the fact that it like incorporates Laps's water powers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just beautiful.
I think
love
Lapis is probably the strongest gem.
Lapis is one of the strongest
because
gems.
they're used to terraform, right?
Yeah, Lapis terraform planets.
Yeah.
So
They
they
have
use
to be like extremely
their
powerful.
water to, you know, cut, shape, you know, decimate.
maybe if Paradots were
bring together.
maybe if Paradots were made with more resources.
Well, Paradots are engineers by
But
nature.
but if they were made with more resources, they could potentially lift more with their metal powers for engineering purposes.
And bismuths are made to build.
Yes.
You know, they build stuff.
Yes.
Bismuth utilized her abilities to build to make
weapons
swords
for the
and
resistance.
weapons.
Yeah.
She made weapons for the resistance using her gifts.
Yes.
It's really cool.
Absolutely amazing.
And then Jasper is made to be a soldier.
Yeah, Jasper's
Made to fight.
So is Amethyst
As well as Amethyst.
Yeah, they're
Amethyst,
soldiers.
Amethyst and Jasper are both in the same vein of gem. They're supposed to be soldiers.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were you saying? Who would I ship the most?
Yeah, who would you ship the most?
Who
Or
would I
who
ship-
do you ship the most?
Who do I ship the most? Who do I obviously
It's
this
Garnet.
the obvious answer is Garnet,
Obviously.
of course, but that's already like an in show ship. Let's talk
Yes.
about non-canon ships.
Okay, non-canon ships. Okay, so who do you ship in the show right now? Like, who's your favorite couple in the show?
My favorite couple in
It's
the
Garnet.
show.
Why don't we
It's
even
in the
answer
show.
that
It's
question?
Garnet. You have to. There's not really a lot of other like couples in the show.
That is
is the
true,
thing.
yeah.
You know, you've got the off colors, and you've got like, you know, at a time you have Lars and Sadie, and at one point you have Bismuth and Pearl, just a little bit toward the end, you know.
Yeah. But
And then some people ship Lapis and Perry because they
Lapis
roommates.
and Perry, they're cute.
It's
as
adorable.
heck together.
They are very much like, to me, they're supposed to be like a metaphor for like a queer couple that lives together.
100%.
They're just queer roommates that live together.
Perry
and
is
they're-
definitely
they're-
the giddy girl, and Lapis
Yeah.
is definitely the tomboy.
But they have like a wonderful relationship together,
Yes.
and it becomes a beautiful.
I love when Lapis
Beautiful
dresses up
relationship.
in the baseball costume.
Oh yeah,
She looks
I
so
know.
cute.
She's the tomboy. It's so cute.
Yeah, so
At times.
adorable. It's so cute.
For sure. Very cute. I love it because you know when Garnet gets married and Perry is wearing that adorable little yellow dress
I know, it's so cute, bro.
with those little yellow shoes.
It's
like,
so
oh,
cute.
it's so cute.
What was Lapis there?
Mhm.
What was she wearing? Do you know? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Well, actually, no. I don't think she was. No. She left.
So she was on the moon.
She was on the moon and she came back to help.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If she was there, what do you think she would wear?
A suit.
A suit, like Pearl.
I think she'd be wearing a suit like Pearl. Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That's my vibe. for it.
Cute.
So what is a ship that you would ship?
Yeah, what's the ship? What's your
That's there. Like you've never even considered anything.
what's your favorite ship? Put it down in the comments.
Yeah.
Favorite ship. Lapis and Perry. I'm gonna put that in there.
Lapis and Perry. Yeah, we can like ask for votes. You know.
Yeah, we just like say what we just said. Like put it down in
Do
the
a little
comments.
poll.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so we talked about fusions. We talked about our favorite characters. We talked about who we relate to the most.
Your favorite episodes, though.
My favorite episode.
One of them.
Oh,
One of your
it's
favorites.
probably Too Small to Ride with Perry, Amethyst, and Steven.
Like she loves Steven. That's funny.
But
No,
Too
that
Small
one
to
is so cute.
Too Small to Ride is my favorite episode. It's the first episode that you find out Perry has metal powers because she becomes addicted to her tablet. She's a little tablet baby.
She becomes a tablet baby. Tablet
Baby.
toddler.
Tablet toddler right there.
Tablet toddler.
But no, I think it's funny
No,
because
it's so funny.
one, she feels insignificant because she can't morph or stretch or do anything like that because Steven and Amethyst morph to go on the ride.
Yeah.
And she can't, and she tries her shot in the rings. She fails miserably. She gets one ring, and she gets like a little pinky
Yeah, she's like, this is messed
little
up.
toy
And
alien.
She realizes that the system is rigged
Mhm.
at carnivals.
And then she ends up finding out she has metal powers. That's probably
Oh,
my
it's
favorite
really
episode.
cool.
One, because it's just all about
Yeah.
Perry.
I love that episode too because that's where Peridot talks about how like the resources on Homeworld are running out. So
Mhm.
the new gems, like the new generations of gems, don't have like strong abilities.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why they are expanding to other planets.
Mhm.
So you know that part is very interesting, plot wise, and also talking about like the history of gem kind
Yeah.
and the way that they
It gives
come about.
it gives Steven a more in-depth look on how gems are made and how gems how Homeworld is when it comes to making gems.
Yeah.
And Peridot shows him that like not all gems are created on Homeworld, that they're some gems are created somewhere else too. And don't they go to, no, they don't go to the kindergarten in this episode.
I don't remember when they go to the kindergarten, but I know that Steven at one point was surprised, like, you know, when he learned that Amethyst came from Earth.
Yeah.
He didn't know that because she didn't share that. I love that part about how Amethyst grows too, like in her character journey, because you get like this other look at the way she perceives herself in comparison to everyone else.
Yeah.
She thinks that she's bad because all the other gems that were made here were bad. You know?
Yeah.
And just because she was left behind, like, you know, she didn't come out soon enough, that's the only reason why she wasn't on the other side. That's the only reason why she's there.
Everything happens for a reason though. She was a crystal gem.
So she felt like because she was associated with a place with a bunch of other bad gems, that she was just bad, that everyone viewed her that way.
Yeah.
I love that episode though so much because that's where you see Pearl say like, you know, I thought you were proud that you were the one good thing that came out of this place.
We're talking about a different episode now. Not
Yeah, we're talking about a different episode.
Not
I
Too
don't know
Small
which
to Ride.
one it
We're
is,
talking
but
about a different episode.
I don't know which one it is, but it's so sweet. I think it might have been could it have been the episode with no homeboys? I'm not really sure. Because that's when she's like, I want to be a no homeboy, and then they go, and then like she takes him to that place, to the kindergarten.
Maybe.
I don't
I'm not
know.
Sure.
Either way, that Too Small to Ride is so cute and
Yes.
interesting. I especially love the part where we're looking at the carnival mirrors, and Steven
They're all
and
stretched.
Amethyst look the same.
They're all normal.
And like they look normal in the carnival mirror because they are stretching themselves to look like what the carnival mirror is showing.
Yeah,
supposed to
and
show
Peridot's
them.
like, meh.
And she's just like sitting
Meat
there
morph.
like looking all funky.
Meat morphs. Meat morphs.
Oh my gosh, the meat morphs,
Meat
are
morphs
so
are
funny
so
too.
cute. Little art designs.
Yeah, in like one of the episodes where Lapis and Peridot are kind of like making the barn home to them. They've been really getting into art,
They
or
don't
what
know,
they call meat morphs.
They don't know what to call it, so they call it meat morphs.
They're literally just making installation art all over their barn. I love that so much.
And then when they do the toilets and it's the fountains and that bit goes.
No, like that part really screamed to me like queer couple living in an apartment energy
Right.
because like I swear queer people do like the craziest stuff like in
Oh my
decorating
god,
their
it
apartment.
just shows to show how deep the show is because it shows how Lapis has a mirror up.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it shows like, is that supposed to mean something?
Yeah, it's just I
If
feel
you know,
trapped.
if you know, you know.
It's the TV on loop saying, I feel trapped.
Mm-hmm.
I feel trapped. I
Yeah.
feel trapped.
Yes. Funny.
And then Steven is like, is that about your time you spent in the mirror? And then she was like, No.
I just like the show.
I just like the show.
No.
It's so funny.
What's your favorite episode?
My favorite episode? Oh, there's so many, but one that I really like is the zoo. And that's when Greg gets taken to the human zoo that they made for Pink Diamond to save some of the humans. He was taken by Blue Diamond, and then Steven, you know, took himself there basically.
Yeah. It was
to
so
get him
cool.
back.
It
And
was
it's
so
so
cool when he
interesting to
jumped
me.
up. He was like, wow, and he starts falling, and Garnet's like, oh.
Yeah.
And Garnet's crying, like, I saw this, but I didn't want to go.
No, but it's so cool because it shows you like a very interesting thing about like how the human generations developed over time, because the humans that were taken to the human zoo were from thousands of years ago, because remember that like Pink was first given Earth like thousands of years ago. It's been at least like 5,000 years, 6,000 years. So these are humans that existed in way different times than modern time Steven, you know? So the humans that are now in the zoo are just after many, many, many generations of humans. So they don't know anything about Earth. Everything that they've learned is like a game of telephone, right? With each generation, it gets more warped. It gets changed. It's different. They live by like rules and a routine that is created by the diamonds in a way that's supposed to like resemble Earth.
What's funny is how when they show the zoo, you see no young people, like children. I think that's kind of funny.
Well, yeah, you don't see any because I think that at that moment they were about to start the process of making the new generation. Everything is done in a very orderly way. You know, they have this thing called the choosening, where basically two different humans are paired together by the little voice. They're just coupled together, and it's going to happen for all the different people at different times, right? And then the next generation is supposed to be birthed the next, like, after
it's supposed
9
to be
months,
brought
basically.
out.
It's supposed to be brought out after that, so it's all very much meticulously planned.
What if there's a kindergarten there for children?
Yeah, but it's so interesting. Like, it doesn't explore like everything, but I think it would be a really cool thing to explore in like a mini comic.
I think it'd be cool too.
Like one of the humans in the human zoo, like a child growing up. Like, how did they teach them about being a human and how it's different than the gems that take care of them sometimes?
Yes.
You know,
it's a good episode.
It's a really good episode because, like, I mean, I really love anthropology and like studying humans.
Cookie Cat's a good episode too.
So, you know, the way that humans developed differently through separation from Earth is just so interesting to me.
Yes.
So, yeah. That's how I feel about that one.
Yeah. So, what's our next?
So we want to talk about? We can talk about our gemstonas a little bit.
I don't have a gemstone.
Well, things you wanna. What is a crystal or a gem that you'd want to make a gemstona of?
I can't think of that right now.
I can talk about mine.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, you can do one that already exists. Like, I want to make a bismuth. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I would do a bismuth that also builds, but she works with, like, wood.
With, like, clothing and stuff?
Wood.
Oh. I thought you were going to go the clothing route.
No, like, wood. I think it would be so cool, you know?
A bismuth works with wood?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Wood and, like, plants and stuff.
I like that.
Kind of making
I
things
don't
like that.
know,
It could go an artistic route.
I don't know, maybe Peridot. She's kind of like a constructioner or, like, an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe Peridot.
Let's see about it, yeah.
I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. I remember making one that was all black. That was it.
I'd love to make, well, I'm already in the process of making them, but an orange diamond, because I think it would be just really interesting. Um, I'd like to combine like kind of the playfulness of pink diamond with kind of, I guess,
The strictness of yellow.
like the wisdom of blue, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool, but definitely the playfulness of pink. I think orange would be a lot like that. I guess potentially if you're thinking about it, she would be more like pink and yellow. Because orange would be kind of like an offshoot of pink and yellow. Because if you combine pink and yellow, you make orange. But you know what? I can make her whoever I want her to be. I think it'd be cool. And then I also want to make an emerald because that's my birthstone. I think that's a great one to like
Garnet.
kind of start with.
Already,
You could do an actual
already got one.
garnet. Because remember that one episode when, I don't know, who is it? Was it Jasper or someone else that says that thing calls herself a garnet? Remember that?
Yeah, it's when they're when Jasper first fights them, and then Peridot brings them to the Earth.
I couldn't remember if it was that or if it was like Yellow Diamond. I couldn't remember who said it, but that shows you that there are garnets that exist, but garnet the fusion is a different garnet, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, there's probably so many. They could have done so many gems.
Mm-hmm. Because there's like all of these different gems, right? I don't know. What do you think a garnet looks like that's just one gem?
I don't know. That's a good question. That'll be my gem, so I have to think about it.
Yeah. Well, that's your homework.
It's my homework.
Yeah.
What other topics do we have?
Aliens. So we know that all the gems are an alien race.
Yes.
Of sentient rock people, basically.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Yeah. Rock people. But do you think aliens exist?
No. Yes, of course I do think aliens exist.
I think aliens exist too.
Of course they exist.
It doesn't make sense to me.
There's no
logically
possible way
that we would be the only things in the universe.
There's no possible way that we're the only creatures in the universe.
Even if we're the only ones in this
galaxy.
Universe. Like if there's a multiverse of different universes or dimensions, there's definitely others existing elsewhere.
1,000%.
1,000%.
They could be like different.
We understand time as a linear thing.
What if there's a show?
With time and space, but it's all connected.
What if there's a show in another planet, in another universe about humans? Because you know how there's shows about aliens?
Kind of wild.
What if we're aliens to what if we're aliens to other? You ever think about that? You know what I mean?
There's that theory that any kind of alternate dimension exists of like a different moment happening differently, right? So like if you can like think of a certain alien, it exists in another dimension.
Oh well, because when I was thinking of aliens, what I thought an alien was, if you've seen Home, remember I showed you the movie Home? You know the alien that was inside the little scary
yes
thingy?
No,
That's what I picture aliens being.
Yeah?
Like little tiny...
I picture they're so different than us.
Well, I picture them different as too.
Obviously.
I picture them as like little tiny...
But I think what would be similar is that they would have community or like multitudes of them.
But what if they're not like us? What if they're completely opposite? What if they're worse than us?
They could be, I mean, that we're all different. But, I think they would at least have a way of maneuvering through their world. So either if that's like they have eyes to see or ways to feel their way through things or to hear or to taste, they have to have ways to function.
And little feelers.
Right? Little feelers. Yeah, it's like thinking there's like a bug race out there that's giant bugs or something. Oh. It all depends on their evolutionary process.
An insect
right?
alien. That'd be scary, bro.
God, no. That's like one of my nightmares, okay? Like, I look at butterflies sometimes and I'm like, you're so beautiful, small. But if you were ginormous, your legs would terrify me.
Butterflies are scary.
Yeah.
Insects in general, if you look at them close up through like a magnifying glass, they're very scary.
Yeah, they're very different.
But then again, if you looked at me through a magnifying glass, I feel like I'd be very scary too.
My skin would just look really weird.
Yeah, it would look weird.
Yeah, but it's interesting to just like think about, because like if we actually like met an alien, like we wouldn't understand each other. It would take time to understand each other, right? And at first there would be like a lot of distrust.
Well, it also depends on where they come to, because obviously if they came to like America at some place, there could be like missiles and everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you think about, say, like how we
You've
have
seen movies like
think about like our relationship with other species on this planet, like ones that are more dangerous to us, such as tigers or lions or leopards, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a more hesitant relationship with them. Like we're more defensive, right?
Well,
we want to stay away from them. They are enemies to us.
They were bred to be predators out in the wild.
They're not bred. They are predators.
Yeah.
We don't breed them. Breeding is a human.
Well, they were in
duty.
the wild. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. They evolutionarily, they are predators.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they are
just like
enemies to us.
Humans are predators.
But if we came across or approached an alien or something, it would be very similar. Like they're very foreign to us. We have no idea what their capabilities are. We have no reason to underestimate their abilities to hurt us. That's the thing that is like looked at a lot in like movies about like alien invasion and everything. That's why we have something called alien invasion, right?
Literally.
Is that we believe that's what would happen.
What if alien invasion already happened and they're controlling it through a simulation right now?
Some people believe that aliens are actually, there's aliens that actually want to help us.
Well, of course there's aliens that want to help us. Who wouldn't want to help us? Some of us are pretty freaking cool,
well,
like me.
No, what I mean is that there are aliens that want to help us because we are at a lower level of life where we still have so much violence. We have war going on all over the place. And there are aliens that are said to be enlightened and that they've reached a level of peace in their societies, right?
Yes.
We're getting into all different territories, but
I just picture aliens flying by looking at us like, who wants to stay there?
It's kind of just like there's a spectrum of people that exist. So there's a spectrum of aliens that exist, right? It's
like aliens. It's like us wanting to. It's like Antarctica. No one wants to live in Antarctica. Why would an alien want to live on Earth? Right.
Well.
I mean, humans are fascinating.
That's what I love about Steven Universe. It's exploring this idea of what if these aliens did
tied it all together.
But what if some of those aliens decided to be good and decided to love Earth?
What if I'm an alien?
Maybe you are.
You would never know. I have alien DNA.
Some people believe that there's people that have alien DNA.
Do you think I'm one of them because I have 2 slaves and 2 uvulas?
No, you just absorbed your twin in the womb.
Are you sure though?
Yep.
How do you know that? How do you know that though? I was born with red hair, then I had blonde hair. No, then I had brown hair.
You're just a freak of nature.
Oh, that's alien. Alien.
No, it's like how different things happen throughout generations and mixtures of DNA and everything.
Yeah. I think so.
It's all surprise.
That was a good way to tie everything in together with aliens at the end.
Yeah. Well, I would love to meet aliens like the Crystal Gems. I'm just saying.
What if I'm a Crystal Gem?
An all-girl race of crystal aliens.
Oh man, if this world was run by females, it would be so much better.
I love the idea of the matriarch, but that's also a really cool thing about it.
That's whole other topic you could talk for hours about. Of course,
but I love that it explores even how if we had a matriarchy, it's not necessarily that it would be better or worse than a patriarchy, because power is held by everyone and it can be utilized by anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And I think that's a great way to end our podcast.
All right, cool. I think so too.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's great.
Do you? Yeah. I'm really hungry. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
starving.
okay. Well, let us know any of your thoughts about Steven Universe. Maybe some other things you might
Yeah.
want to like hear about,
Do
or
you think aliens
you
are real
know,
or not? In the
yeah,
comments,
tell us
let
that.
us know.
Tell us your
And
favorite fusion. Tell us
fusion,
your
character, everything
your
about Steven
ships.
Universe.
You know,
Yes.
if you would ship um, Lapis with Jasper or not.
No. No.
If you'd ship anyone else strange.
No. Lapis and Jasper, no. No. They're terrible together.
Yeah. Would you ship Lars and Sadie?
No. I actually didn't like them together.
Yeah, it felt like.
It felt too forced.
Well, it felt like. I know we're gonna. We can just touch on it, but it felt like Sadie didn't.
Sadie didn't understand
Didn't feel like.
She didn't understand
herself.
her sexuality yet.
Yeah, like she didn't know herself yet, right? And she probably also hadn't met a lot of people either. I feel like Lars was just the first person, you know? They also live in a very small town, just saying. And they always work together, so like things like that can develop. I don't know. I think they really helped each other out, like
They're better as best friends.
in their journeys. But they're very great as best friends. But of course, Steven, being the little kid he is, he saw them as like a couple all the time. You know,
Yeah.
he was like, you guys are gonna get married and have little kids and everything. You know, that's just kind of like how that is sometimes.
Yes.
But I think that's also a way that the show had to show a little bit of heteronormativity so that it could actually go on air on Cartoon Network. Not, I didn't say that. You didn't hear that from me. I'm pretty sure this would be a little more gay if it could have been. And seen.
Who are you talking to? It's a little more gay.
No, I think
Nothing wrong with
so.
being gay.
Not at all. But it's the fact that larger society doesn't want it shown to kids.
Yes. But Steven Universe is...
Steven Universe was one of the first that even broached it, or like the subject, because it's an all women race of crystal gems.
Yes.
And obviously, Pearl was in love with Rose.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then Bismuth likes Pearl.
Oh my god, I don't like Bismuth.
You don't like Bismuth?
Not really. She's not my favorite.
Her personality is not for everyone. I think she's funny. And I think she's like protective, you know? But yes, I think
I think
she's
they.
not
I think they. I think
for
they should.
everyone.
I think they should have done more on Bismuth instead of this. What they did.
What do you think?
I don't feel like they should have gone deeper into like who she is, her personality more. Like, should have been more about her, like they did with Perry and Lapis and all that. But they like just like skimmed the surface with her. I want to know more because she was in it with the crystal gems.
They tried to in that one episode, you know? I mean, I think it shows a lot about her because her personality became being a rebel.
We got to end
You
it soon.
know?
I'm getting really hungry.
Of course.
It's almost. It's 11.
We can, yeah. We've talked a lot. Anyways, that's Steven Universe for you, and that's our thoughts about all sorts of things.
We have to do a better outro than that.
I know.
We have to make a different outro.
What? You want to say one more thing to end it? Maybe next time I'll show you some drawings of my gemstones.
I won't even have a Gypsona.
Or maybe I might ideas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or in a video, you might actually get to see me put together my gemstone costume.
Yes. I'll be here.
You'll be Steven 2.0.
Be Rainbow 2.0.
Okay. I just thought you'd just be Steven and you could get like a star shirt.
It's basic.
Yeah,
It's too
but
basic.
it looks so cute.
I would look cute.
Do Stefani.
Okay, I'll do a Stefani cosplay.
There you go.
One day.
Then you can at least do something real cool.
One day I'll do Stefani's cosplay.
I think your hair looks a lot like hers.
Thanks.
We didn't even talk about Stefani.
That's okay. We'll
talk about her another time because
we have
I love her so
many
much.
more Steven Universe podcasts or many more Steven Universe talks to go in the future. Don't worry.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just one.
A lot of things lead back to Steven Universe for us. Just saying.
Yes, they do.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please subscribe so you can hear more from us at the Sacred Grove. We would be really happy to build this community.
Yes, very excited.
with you.
Very excited for the future.
And let us know if there's any topics that spark your interest or any offshoots from today's episode.
Yeah, or for future podcasts, any topics like she just said. And let us know. We're open to all ideas.
Yep.
Yeah, but we...
Bye, loves.
Bye.
Please open it and stop the recording. Jesus Christ.
No one's gonna see it. No one's gonna see it with me.
You're gonna put that at the end, right? In the bloopers?
Yeah, saving that. Definitely saving that.
And bye.